Thanks for joining us on this edition of The Last Word. I'm Avni Raja, and we're just weeks away from the Delhi elections. It's an all-out war between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP government. The political games have reached such a level now that Aam Aadmi Party is accusing BJP's Haryana government of poisoning the Yamuna River. So here's what the story really is. Every year, the level of ammonia in the Yamuna River actually goes up significantly. And every year, a blame game breaks out between Delhi and Haryana. And yet, nothing substantial has been done to actually address this issue. But this year, of course, we know is an election year. And so, like it always happens, issues are politicized. Blame games are played. But nothing is done to fix the problem. And in the end, it is the common man who ends up suffering. This time is also no different. This issue has flared up. All sorts of allegations are being made. But the real question here is, what has actually been done to make this problem go away? And why is it that it is always and always the citizens who are the victims of politics? That's the big question that we're going to ask today. But let me go across and introduce my guests for tonight. Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist, Sancheta Raju, spokesperson of the BJP, Jasmine Shah, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Farrukh Rahman Khan, who's regional manager north of Water Aid India. So let me start, going first to Farrukh Rahman Khan here. Before we get into, the politicization of all of this, Farrukh Rahman Khan, if you can first explain to us this issue of ammonia in the Yamuna River, the fact that every year it is a problem, every year this issue is brought up, but nothing has been done so far. Tell us what the implication of this is.
So, as you have rightly pointed out that it's not a new issue, it is being noticed every year, especially during November to January. So this is the season when river flow is obstructed or slow, though Yamuna has been flowing since really approximately dead, you can say. And the flow of river obstruction causes concentration of ammonia, especially in this season. And that's how it affects the entire flora and fauna in the river ecosystem, and ultimately leading to a human food chain. Hello.
Go ahead. Just help us understand what really happens when the ammonia levels rise in the Yamuna River, water supply gets affected. And, the fact that this much of ammonia actually makes it more difficult to clean up the water and the amount of water going to the treatment plants also gets reduced.
Yeah, so permissible limit, if you see, it's 0.05 milligram per liter is permissible. And above, if you see the current concentration, it is much higher than the permissible level. It also affects the entire operation and maintenance of the cleaning system of the drinking water system that is there, and also ultimately affects the river ecosystem.
All right. Okay, let me go across to Sancheta Gajapati, who's the spokesperson of the BJP, who's with us as well. Thank you so much for joining in. What is your opening comments here? Because this is, like I was pointing out, this is not a new issue, and this is something that comes up every year. But this time, it has been flared up.
Today I speak not just as a BJP spokesperson, but as someone who has worked in the water and sanitation space for the longest time. In fact, the first toilet to tap initiative in Delhi, which was done by my NGO, was inaugurated by Mr. Kejriwal way back in 2015. So just stepping away from politics for a moment, I think when you make such kind of outrageous remarks saying you're blaming the state of Haryana for the quality of water that is being let out and they're poisoning the people of Delhi, I would say that is the most irresponsible statement coming out, and I condemn that outright. The Delhi Jal Board, if you've looked at its functioning, has been full of challenges. They have not been able to deal with the kind of waste that Delhi generates. Let me put a couple of facts out there. Half of Delhi's sewage which is produced goes in untreated into the Yamuna. Our groundwater is absolutely contaminated, and nobody believes when Delhi Jal Board says that the water that's coming out of your taps is potable. I would like to ask you and all the citizens of Delhi, do you feel comfortable drinking water straight direct out of the tap? All of us know that the water that's coming out of the tap is not potable. The Pollution Control Board of India itself has tested the water. The Delhi Jal Board, of course, gives itself a self-certificate saying that they produce the most, fantastic quality of water, but that couldn't be further from the truth. And also the other matter that I would like to bring to everybody's notice here is the Delhi government has changed the pollution control norms for small-scale industries. No longer does a small-scale industry need a pollution NOC if they're operating in the city. I mean, why have they made the pollution norms less and less stringent? So they're not serious about tackling this. You have to step aside from politics. But like you said, you have the elections around the corner, and I can foresee more and more irresponsible statements coming out from the Chief Minister and his colleagues.
All right, Dr. Ajoy Kumar is with us from the Aam Aadmi Party. Dr. Kumar, your opening comments here, because, we know that this is not a new issue, but the fact is these allegations that are being made, what is the proof? What is the basis of these allegations?
No, there are 2-3 things which you need to pay attention to. One is that the ammonia levels, which was elaborated in the press conference by Mr. Monia, over the past 3 days, there's been a huge increase in the ammonia levels. Now, what is the reason why it is, and why should it be increasing day and day, from 0.7 parts per million of ammonia to 1.7 to 2.7 in the next 3 days? The Bharatiya Janata Party, and much as they would like to do it, but it's not beyond them to do this kind of petty level politics. And my colleague from the Bharatiya Janata Party kept saying that Delhi Jal Board cannot certify. Look, the question is the Delhi Jal Board is also civil servants and government officials like the government of India. Now, please have the integrity to say that, it's not that the Ram Vilas Paswanji's department has got greater standards of truth, or the Delhi Jal Board people have done the sampling. They do 98% of it. There are huge improvements which the Aam Aadmi Party government has done. But yeah, have we completed all our actions? No. But if you see, I'm just going to quote it from the report, because the number of colonies covered in 2015 were 926. In terms of water pipeline, we brought it up to 1,520. The water production from 820 million from MGD, 820 MGDs to 935 MGDs, 14% improvement. Even on sewage lines, there has been an improvement of over 73% in terms of lines drawn. Now, the fact of life is that you need to put more sewage lines, no debate on it. Is there any other government in Delhi? For so many years, Delhi has been there, and BJP was there many years back, and I can't blame them, unless they keep blaming everyone else. But I don't think they are responsible for that. But the sewage lines has been huge amount of improvement. Water supply in terms of access to water, very high levels improvement. Now I'll give you an example of flow, like metering of water meters.
No, but
from 5 lakh water
Dr.
meters
Ajay
to
Kumar,
11 lakh
I
water
agree
meters.
with what you're saying, but you haven't answered the fact as to what you have done to improve the ammonia level. And I'll come back to that in just a bit. But my question is essentially something else. The fact you are alluding right now, one minute. You're alluding that this is not beyond the BJP to do something like this. The ammonia levels in the water has gone up significantly over 3 days after the poll dates were announced. That is your accusation. Now, I want to go back to Farrukh Rahman Khan before I go to Neerja Chaudhary for her opening comments. I want to go to Farrukh Rahman and ask Farrukh, is it possible if I decide today that I want to put ammonia in the Yamuna river and make a material difference to the level of ammonia in that river? Is it possible? Can I do that?
One second.
Dr. Kumar, you made that accusation. I want to understand whether this is possible.
One sec. I just want to clarify.
Yes.
It's the accusation. Accusation is not the question that they're putting ammonia into it. The accusation is that why is it that the water flow, it's a factor of also the water being provided to Delhi.
You
I'm
are
not saying
saying
that
that
going
in
and
some
standing on
way,
it.
you are saying
I'm
in
not saying
some
that it
way
is, but the water which is being
that
supplied.
Haryana is responsible, whatever it may be, they are responsible for increasing the contamination of the Yamuna River. That is, and I have the quote here. So that can't be wrong. That is what you're alluding to.
One sec. No, I have the quote. One sec. Yeah. No. What I'm alluding to and what I'm saying, I'm not even alluding, is that in the past 3 days, the ammonia levels in the water has significantly increased. This water is coming from Haryana. Now, why is it increasing? That is a question which any legitimate people, we will try our best to reduce it, treat it and all, but the high levels of ammonia isn't a challenge to us. But it has increased in the past 3 days, and it is increased in water which is coming from Haryana. Those are facts on the table, right?
So exactly. So this is the comment, and I want to read it out here. It says here, the water comes to Delhi from other states, and Haryana is the largest source. Since the announcement of elections, the amount of ammonia in the water coming from Haryana has increased a lot. This has affected water supply in many parts of Delhi. As Haryana is ruled by the BJP, these developments during the election seems to be a political conspiracy. So obviously, this is, in very clear terms, it is what is being alluded to. So that is my point here, and that is exactly what I wanted to ask Farrukh. How plausible is something like this?
See, I cannot comment on the claims or allegations being made by different political parties. But what I would like to highlight that this is not the only during the election period. Just because there is election in Delhi, these allegations are coming. But if you look into the other previous reports in 2019, the level of ammonia rose even during September. So that was something very alarming at that time. Most of the newspaper carried the story. And so I cannot say that whether it is a deliberate move by a particular state or not. So it's a pure political issue that is being raised. What I would like to highlight here that both our central government has committed as part of Sustainable Development Goal, safe and clean water to every citizen. And that's the commitment each and every state has to honor and ensure that it is committed, irrespective of political affiliation or party.
Right. All right. Neerja Chaudhary, coming to you for your opening comments. You've of course seen this every single year. And the fact is that every time we see issues like this continuously getting politicized, but when it actually comes to what is being done to fix the problem, that hasn't happened.
Whether it's the dirty tricks department of the BJP doing it, we don't want to go into, but the fact is the level of ammonia in the water coming to Delhi has risen, and the impact, I was looking up, what is the impact of increased ammonia in water? It could be,
All right. Neerja Chaudhary, we're just going to try and reconnect with you. There seems to be some sort of an audio glitch. Sanchayita, yes, you wanted to come in. Please go ahead.
I would like to say one point here. I agree when you say that water is a fundamental human right, and this is something that the central government is very much committed to. In fact, we have always extended an arm of friendship and partnership with all state governments. And an example of that in Delhi itself is when the Minister of Jal Shakti and the Chief Minister of Delhi together inaugurated the project and the foundation stone of the Okhla STP. 85% of the funds are coming from the center. So the center is always ready to extend all help to all states, including states which are governed by those in the opposition. But these kind of absolutely baseless, irresponsible statements coming from the Chief Minister and his colleagues is something we should all condemn. Saying that a state government, the neighboring state government, is trying to poison the people of Delhi by deliberately increasing the amount of ammonia in the light of elections coming out, then why did we go ahead and put a foundation stone for the Okhla STP? Just very recently, with the Chief Minister thanked the Ministry of Jal Shakti. If they're serious about these allegations, they should go and file a complaint. But I would say these are highly irresponsible statements. Elections come and go, but you cannot be damaging institutions like this and criticizing the people of Haryana and the state government of Haryana without any evidence. So I would would condemn this. It's absolutely shameful that they would say something like this. I don't even know what to say to them.
Farrukh, Rahman, what, in your opinion, which are the states which are responsible for bringing Yamuna to the current situation, the kind of contamination that the river has seen? Which are the states which are entirely responsible?
See, you cannot blame a particular state. River flows beyond the boundaries.
No, but would you say that Delhi alone is responsible? Isn't Haryana also equally responsible? Because the fact of the matter is that industrial effluents, untreated sewage, all of that keeps getting dumped into the river, and nothing gets done to sort of stop that.
Precisely. If you look at the earlier reports, much of the reason has been cited as effluent flowing from industrial area in Panipat. So, each and every state is responsible across its transboundary cooperation is needed, in fact, to ensure that river flows continuously and it's healthy.
Yes, Dr. Kumar, if I can ask you, what has the Delhi government done to fix this problem of ammonia?
No, look, the first question is, before that, I need to tell my colleagues from the Bharatiya Janata Party, I want to tell her that damaging institution is not our intention, and a damaging institution is something which our political opponents do very well compared to us. The other thing is, as far as the water is concerned, the fact is that you must be concerned that why is the ammonia level so high from the water coming in from Haryana? Why doesn't that aren't questioned? If you're so worried about the Delhi about the water in Delhi, then why isn't that the Haryana government also being told that the water with the ammonia levels which are rising in Delhi at such rapid pace from 8, 9, 10 are something very worrisome. Now the problem is we are doing our best to reduce the ammonia levels. But when you reduce when you're trying your best to reduce ammonia levels,
you're doing your best.
Also
if you can help us understand what are you doing to reduce the ammonia levels?
We are treating the water. One sec. Yeah, Anvi. So, like water which comes from Haryana, we treat the water. If the levels of ammonia to the water treatment plant, but if the water, by the Delhi Jal Board, by the water treatment plant, but if the waters have got very high ammonia levels.
How many water treatment plants have you set up in the last 5 years? How many new water treatment plants have you set up in the last 5 years?
Okay, so yeah, so good. I knew that you'll ask me this question, so just hold it. First question, let me clarify to you that the water treatment, now see this myth which we need to stop talking on is that the water of Delhi which is supplied to the residents of Delhi is 100% treated. So that means that the capacity to treat the water, this funny argument about how many plants, whatever, every water which is being supplied is being treated. So the capacity to treat the water is there. Now the problem comes is when you have high levels of ammonia, if you have high levels of ammonia in the water, then that water we have to reduce the supply of water to the residents of Delhi. There is where the problem is coming. Because of the high levels of concentration of ammonia, the water which we are supposed to supply, we have to reduce it.
So essentially you're saying because the water coming from Haryana has a high concentration of ammonia, that is why you are suffering, and you are just washing your hands off this and saying that it is Haryana's fault and not ours. All right, Neerja Chaudhary, yes, your comments, please.
No, we are not washing our hands. Anvi, one sec. Anvi, one sec.
Dr. Kumar,
I need to clarify.
Neerja hasn't had a chance to speak.
Let
me just go across to Neerja Chaudhary. She hasn't had a chance to speak as yet. Yes, please go ahead, Neerja Chaudhary.
Yeah. Okay, absolutely.
Now, my point is, as a resident of Delhi, the vice president of the Delhi Jal Board has made a very serious allegation about last 3 days, the ammonia levels going up. Now, looking up, what does excess ammonia in water do to you? health-wise. It creates toxicity in the tissue, it creates toxicity in the blood, and it can be fatal if allowed to go on. Now, we are told that it is being completely treated, but you know, this is not about elections. This is about the kind of water the people of Delhi are going to be getting.
Yes.
And you are saying reduce water supply because it's being treated. You know, it's taking time to treat it. So 100 million gallons of water less to the people of Delhi. But even the treatment part of it, you know, is it being done completely properly? And therefore, the reason why excess ammonia is coming into this water, election or no election, we don't care. We don't care about the contention between the parties, let them slug it out. But we do care about the kind of water, potable water, clean water that the people of Delhi are going to get. And therefore, let accountability be fixed. Why is it coming? And this should be done on an emergency basis. This cannot be allowed to continue.
Yes, absolutely, Neerja Chaudhary.
Why is it happening,
yes,
and what is being done?
Yes, absolutely. That is the key question. And we've seen what happened over air pollution, and obviously now water pollution is no different. Sanjayta, yes, you wanted to come in. Please go ahead.
You know, just stepping away from politics for a minute, I agree with what Ms. Neerja Chaudhary said. We're all citizens and residents of Delhi, and we care about the quality of water that's coming out. The problem for Delhi has been we've not had a long-term water policy or any kind of strategy for long-term water sustainability. We look at water just in terms of what is the quality of water coming out from the taps. That's not going to work. You have to look at groundwater. You have to look at the fact that most of our groundwater in Delhi is contaminated and has depleted at an alarming level. In fact, I have the figures here with me. We produce over 3,800 billion liters of waste, half of which is not treated. This goes in directly into the Yamuna, into our stormwater drains. So this is something that's a serious problem. Until and unless we treat all the sewage that we produce in the city, our entire water cycle is already contaminated. It's very easy to just blame a neighboring state. Certainly there'll be more that all the states need to do, but Delhi should also do what Delhi can do, and that is under the direct purview of the Delhi Jal Board. There is no multiplicity of authority here, and this falls entirely on the responsibility of the Delhi government and the Aam Aadmi Party. So it's very easy for anybody to say that don't bring in politics, but unfortunately water is something that is deeply political, and you will have to have a solution. If you don't have political will, we will not have a solution for this problem.
Yes, Dr. Ajay Kumar, please go ahead.
Yeah, so Avni, the numbers, we can, each of us are entitled to our opinion, but we are not entitled to our own facts. The facts is that in the Aam Aadmi Party government has been able to increase the sewage treatment by 21%. Now the second fact is that there still needs to be sewage which is going untreated, and there, like Sanchita correctly said, that it has to become zero so that it doesn't pollute the river Yamuna or our water bodies. Now, in the 5 years we've done this, 21% of increasing sewage treatment, 100% of the water supply has increased by 17%, and we treat all the water supply. But there are certain things which are water treatment plant, if the Delhi Jal Board is saying it, there is something a water treatment plant cannot handle, because if it's such high levels of ammonia, then only thing what you do is treat it, and then you use excess water so that the water doesn't, you supply less water so that you can treat the ammonia, bring the ammonia levels to a lower level. So those are challenges we face. But I would have found it very, gratifying if my opponent from my political colleague from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Sanchita, would have said, listen, it's a Haryana. We would also request the Haryana government. We are from the Bharatiya Janata Party. We believe the people of Delhi should be protected. So once can they say that they will talk to the Haryana government? Once can they say that they will check it up? We are saying, if the Delhi Jal Board is saying that the levels of ammonia is shooting significantly high, then are the people of Delhi children of lesser God compared to the people of Haryana, because the BJP government is there? That is what we are saying. Why? Because we are in Delhi and your government is not in Delhi. Why aren't you taking the initiative? The Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of India. The water minister of the government of India is the water minister of India.
Yes, okay.
Why doesn't he say to Delhi government?
And the chief minister
go ahead,
is the chief minister of Delhi. And And the chief minister is the chief minister of Delhi. I agree with you when you say that the prime minister is the chief minister of everybody in Delhi, not just of the Aam Aadmi Party. And I strongly disagree with you. If you look at what the statement that's come out of the Haryana government, they themselves have said that what you have said is factually incorrect. I'm sorry, the Haryana government has come out with a very clear statement immediately refuting the charges that have been leveled by the Delhi Jal Board. You can level any charges you want. You have to back that up with proper evidence. You can't just say that the Haryana government is trying to poison the people of Delhi. I mean, I'm unable to understand on what basis you're making such an irresponsible statement. The Delhi Jal Board, I agree with you, has perhaps increased the amount of raw untreated sewage that it is treating. But you will also have to agree with me that over 50% of Delhi's sewage goes directly into the Yamuna. This is on record in the NGT papers that are available in the public domain. Having said that, the government of India is committed to helping the Delhi government in whatever way possible.
Well, obviously, Sanchita, that's not happening. That's not happening here because Haryana is claiming that what the Jal Board has said is wrong. Jal Board is claiming that it's Haryana's fault. So obviously, this blame game is going on. And meanwhile, both sides are saying that they are doing everything possible to try and reduce the ammonia concentration in the Yamuna River, to try and clean up the Yamuna River. But the fact is, Farrukh, Rahman Khan, that despite what is being said, nothing has changed on ground. No matter what is being claimed today, no matter what allegations are being raised, the fact is the Yamuna River is in a pathetic condition. And the fact is that there is no clean water coming in and people are struggling to get clean water to drink. Farrukh, Rahman Khan?
Yeah, that's true. In fact, it's really unfortunate that a river, the lifeline of Delhi, is on deathbed. And everyone is saying whatever commitment are being made, it's mere rhetoric rather than it's time to get into action, resolve and make sure that Yamuna lives its full life and provides water and preserves the ecosystem of the Delhi. So this is something that is needed instead of having a debate on who is responsible. In fact, it's a transboundary issue and state and center has to get into action to resolve it amicably.
Neerja Chaudhary, I want to come to you here because, you know, we see this politicization happening time and again over multiple issues. And again, this time, again, it's no different because we've seen what happened with air pollution and this time it's happening with the Yamuna River. And, you know, if we just were to blindly go by what is being told to us, everybody seems to be doing their best possible that they can, but yet the water is still contaminated. So obviously, something's not right somewhere. Nothing's being done about it.
You know, if water and clean air become poll issues to the extent that we move towards getting cleaner air and cleaner water, I would be very happy for the politicization to take place. But I agree with my co-panelists. There is interdependence here. It is not one state cannot do it on its own. Chief Minister of Delhi, even if he had the best will in the world, given that water supply comes from other states, cannot do it. Therefore, you know, we've known about dirty tricks departments of various parties, governments being at work. But when it comes to water, which affects your life, my life, your health, my health, you know, the moment you come into Delhi, you start to cough. We all know that. So this is very, very basic. Now, I would say forget elections. Elections are 2-3 weeks down the line. But cannot Haryana government and the Delhi government set up a committee, a group quickly to look at why is this level of ammonia increasing in the water supply to Delhi and what can be done? This affects us all. I don't see how we can be taking it so lightly. And a very serious charge has been made by the Vice President, an official of the Delhi Jal Board. It cannot be just brushed aside as on politics. I think it has to be looked at very, very seriously.
Yes, absolutely. But Neerja Chaudhary, unfortunately, you know, that can only happen when people, the governments in question actually come together, sit together, figure out how can they both work and get a
Avni.
solution to this. But no, we are too busy playing politics. We are too busy trying to get votes and trying to put, you know, complain that somebody is poisoning our
Avni.
water and saying that Delhi is not doing enough. So both ways this blame game is going on. Yes,
Yeah.
Sanchita, Dr. Kumar, both of you want to come in. Dr. Kumar, go ahead.
Yeah, just...
Avni.
Okay.
So, Avni, the issue is like Neerja Chaudhary ji correctly said. Look, it's when water is, if it's an interstate issue, then it's not the Delhi government who can call a meeting of the Haryana government. If the government of India was serious, they would have called both the state officials and said, okay, let's look into the matter. Because we can't call Haryana. It's not that we call a committee and we say, hey, Mr. Kejriwal calls Mr. Khattar and says we'll sit down. Because wherever there is an interstate dispute, the only people, the legitimate authority which can call is the government of India. And when an official of the Delhi Jal Board makes this facts, or puts this facts on the in front of the media and all of us, he is not a political person. He is a government official. Today there is some party will come, different party will come. That's a part of it. He is going to go only on the fact that this is the report which is showing.
Disagree.
The report which is showing is that there is a tremendous 300% increase in terms of the ammonia levels in the water from coming from Haryana. And I'm telling you, the way my political opponents operate, it's something which we need to be careful about.
Right.
I mean, every
Dr.
time
Kumar,
they kind
the
of
fact
raise
is
this kind of issue, this kind of stuff which keeps happening.
So let's just look at the facts. The Delhi Jal Board has made a certain allegation. The Haryana government has denied that. So then what do we do? Other than blaming each other...
Where is the Haryana denied it? I mean,
Sanchita
where is the Haryana
no, one sec.
Where is the Haryana denial?
Has denied it. Sanchita,
No, where is the
did you not
Haryana
say
denial?
that? Yes, Sanchita,
No,
please
which
go ahead.
Haryana? No, first of all, Haryana, who denied from Haryana?
Sanchita, please go ahead.
Who denied from Haryana? Just let me know. Who is the... There must be some official who denied it, no? So we would like to know who's the official who denied it.
All right, let Sanchita respond. Sanchita, please go ahead.
May I come in?
Yes, you can.
If the Aam Aadmi Party was serious about actually addressing this problem, instead of making baseless allegations in the press conference, they would have picked up the phone and asked the Delhi Jal Board representative to speak to their counterpart in Haryana, or asked the Chief Secretary to speak to his counterpart, or the Chief Minister would have written a letter. Instead, what they wanted to do was, with the elections round the corner, with them losing ground in Delhi, making baseless allegations that Haryana wants to poison Delhi, which nobody is going to believe. It makes absolutely no sense. And more importantly, this is something that has to be, I mean, these are very serious allegations. They've completely walked away from what they have said. If you have leveled such a serious charge,
who denied
you
it,
have to
Sanchita?
take it to its logical conclusion, because this is nothing more than defamation. The Haryana government has come out with a statement. I'll request you to please, you can Google it and check it as well. There is an official statement that has been put out where they have strongly refuted
why do I have to
the
Google it? You
allegations
can
that
read
have
it out
been
for
made.
me.
And please let us also not, and the Delhi Jal Board is usually, the chairperson is usually the Chief Minister of the state. And so there is a political appointee. It's not just the CEO. And as far as you talking about the officers of the Delhi Jal Board are concerned,
No.
I'm not going to get into that. But all of us know the truth, which is a number of CEOs who have shifted, number of CEOs of the Delhi Jal Board against whom the Delhi Assembly has brought in all kinds of disciplinary charges, many of whom have left and gone on central deputation. So I'm not going to get into that, Dr. Kumar. But I will say
but
this.
I just want to know the name of the official who is...
the problem, Haryana government is
Sanchita,
always
the name
ready.
of the official from Haryana government.
I'm telling you right now, the Haryana government, the public representative who speaks, there is an official spokesperson of the government of Haryana. It comes out like you have a PIB review, you have a press
since you know it on the Google,
bureau.
let me know the name of the person.
They have given the appropriate information. It's there in the public domain.
Sanchita,
you can check the name. I am telling you that this is what the Haryana government has said in an official press release.
That's, Sanchita, one of the world's best secrets.
All right, okay. Dr. Kumar, the fact is that
I don't need to speak well.
Let's assume that Haryana government is denying this entirely. Then what do we do? What are you going to do next? Because the fact is, it is Delhi which is suffering right now. Let's not get into the fact that what Haryana needs to do. Yes, Haryana is equally responsible, as we've heard Farrukh Rahman also say. It is both places which are responsible for the way the Yamuna is today. But the fact is that these allegations, are they really going to serve any purpose?
No, I've got the details.
The only issue is that we will continue to treat one second. Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks, Sanchita. The fact is that we'll continue to treat the water, and obviously because if it has got excessively high ammonia, then the level of the water which we supply to the citizens of Delhi in terms of quantity would have to be reduced, because the treatment process would require a lot of collateral water usage. We will continue to do that. We'll also continue to transparently exhibit to all of you the samples of the water we are collecting coming from Haryana, and testing it in a manner which is absolutely transparent, so that at least the step is we will do our job. We will also transparently share it with you that what is the quality of water we are getting it from Haryana. And if the quantity of ammonia is going up every day, then there is something like ammonia also makes a lot of smell. Is something smelly about this whole thing which is coming from Haryana. I mean, there is it is a smelly affair. So we will do that. We will continuously treat it, and we will check it, and we will bring it into the public domain. And we would request the Honorable Government of India, the Prime Minister, the Jal Minister, the Water Minister, to call have a meeting of the two states to resolve this issue. And Neerja ji correctly said, forget elections. I mean, it doesn't matter at all. It is the health of the people, and we would love to. I mean, we would be first people present there to find solutions to it.
All right, Neerja Chaudhary, as a senior journalist and as a resident of Delhi, are you satisfied with that response? Are you satisfied with what has been done in the last 5 years to resolve or try and at least reduce this issue of water?
I would have liked more to have been done, both on air and water. Some things have been done, initiatives have been taken, one must acknowledge that. But you know, both your Sanchita and Dr. Ajay both made interesting points, and I think as a channel, maybe you should consider tracking this. Okay, they say, AAP says that we will, in a transparent manner, test the waters and tell you what is the state of affairs that's coming from Haryana. And Sanchita said, okay, why doesn't the Vice President of the Jal Board call up his counterpart in Haryana and say what can be done? So let this be done. Let us hear on a day-to-day basis, or you know, every 2-3 days, what is the progress being made by both states vis-a-vis clean water. And let your channel bring it to the people of Delhi, because this is of vital importance. Water, nothing can be more important than water and air.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Sanchita, yes, you wanted to come in, but first, you know, in response to what Neerja Chaudhary was just saying, is that something that you would be serious? Is it just something you're saying because you're on television and because the elections are around the corner? Or is it something that we can actually expect some action on and
Not
actually see some progress on it?
Not at all. This has nothing to do with television. This has nothing to do with politics. Access to clean air and water is a fundamental human right, and anybody who's in public life who is at all concerned about the people, this will be at the center stage of their agenda. So I have no hesitation in saying that this is right there up and center for the BJP, and we're happy for you to continuously monitor it. We're confident that we follow through with action after we say certain things. Now, just coming to a few points which you were talking about earlier, where you wanted to know who is it in Haryana who has refuted this. It is Mr. Amit Arya, who's the advisor to the Haryana Chief Minister, and they have very clearly said that similar allegations have been made before by the Delhi Jal Board, and they have all been found baseless by the Central Pollution Control Board. The Central Pollution Control Board is the final authority when it comes to water standards. We all comply with what is called BIS 10,000 standards, the Bureau of Indian Standards. That is the quality of drinking water that that must be supplied. And so, I mean, as far as Haryana is concerned, they have very clearly stated that that is factually incorrect. Now, if there is anything more that the Haryana government can do, I can assure you that they will extend all support to ensure that whatever assistance can be provided will be provided. We're not enemy states, we're neighbors, and we're always happy to provide any kind of cooperation that is possible.
Yes, Dr. Ajay Kumar, go ahead.
So, I mean, I was so shocked to hear Amit Arya's name, because with the Chief Minister, so here is a man who is saying that it is nonsense and etc. He doesn't even have the courtesy to respect our intelligence to give us data then. If the ammonia levels are wrong, then show us what were the ammonias of the Haryana Water Board and what are they saying. But this political, whoever this gentleman is, comes and releases a statement, no, the information is wrong. We are giving you data. At least respect our intelligence by giving us the data saying this is what we have checked and this is the ammonia levels at a water end. But that will not happen. But I take Neerja ji's suggestion that we will definitely get the Delhi Jal Board to speak to the Haryana Jal Board. We will also ask them to see what are the methods, and we should evaluate and continuously. We'll do our part. But I just want to tell my colleague from the Bharatiya Janata Party is that at least give us a number in what's the Haryana level, ammonia levels, even if they don't. I know that it is data may not be the strongest point in the Haryana BJP perspective of this, but please give us the data. What is the ammonia levels which are supplying to Delhi? I mean, you can do at least so much for the people of Delhi, and we will definitely speak to the Delhi Jal Board officials. Will speak to the Haryana people, and then monitor this and continuously in your channel, in whichever way you think appropriate, give you continuous feedback on to telling you the levels of ammonia. We want to fix it, but we are telling you that this problem needs intervention by the government of Haryana. It is a serious issue. We will do everything possible from our side, and we won't keep any stone unturned, and we'll keep you briefed on what we are doing transparently. Where we are doing well, where we are doing badly, we will share it with you. I just want the Haryana government to share with us the information.
Yes, is that agreeable, Sanchita, that you know, at the Haryana government's end, do a similar study of the ammonia levels and then share readings and see who is wrong, who is right? It has to be a way that both sides are satisfied with of the readings. At least that's a starting point. My problem is, why is this happening here on a television channel? Why is this something that cannot be discussed when instead of politicizing this issue all the time? Why does it take this kind of a show or a channel to actually ask to get two people to talk together from different parties?
Well, that's a question I cannot answer. That's a question you'll have to ask the Vice Chairperson of the Delhi Jal Board. Why is it that he wanted to make such allegations and go in for a press conference instead of reaching out to his counterpart? But anyway, that aside, the elections are around the corner. There will be many such more press conferences that will happen. But the question I would like to ask my colleague from the Aam Aadmi Party is, are you trying to tell me that throughout the year, 12 months in the year, the water that you supply from the Delhi Jal Board, into all our homes is actually fit for drinking? The number of samples that have failed tests conducted by the ministry, the central ministry, by the Central Pollution Control Board. You will not accept any reports other than your own report. It's like self-certification that you only accept. Obviously, there are many gaps in the system that needs to be addressed. There are areas in which the neighboring states have to cooperate. I can assure you, wherever the BJP is in power, that will be done. But to say that the Delhi Jal Board has got its act together and is supplying clean water, look at the various remarks that have come out from the NGT. You don't like what the BJP says, look at what the courts are saying. They have come down very heavily. Why is it? I just have one question. If you're so concerned about the health and well-being of the people of Delhi, why have you changed the pollution norms for smaller industries? They no longer need a pollution NOC, and they are sending untreated sewage into the Yamuna. Why have you changed that law? Our groundwater is being contaminated. When you talk about ammonia going into our systems, it's our food chains that have got contaminated in Delhi. The entire food cycle has got contaminated. Why have you changed that law? Can you please advise us, enlighten us?
Yes, Dr. Kumar, go ahead.
So, Avni, can I, Yeah, I'll answer the last question and then carry on with it. The law was changed for small industries for pollution certificate to prevent the small industries from being thoroughly extorted money, which the BJP can't understand because MCD is under them and that's their favorite part of it. We wanted to reduce the extortion by government officials for small certificate. Self-assurance is what any developed country goes for, and that's why, and we trust our small businessmen, unlike you all, who don't trust anybody else. We trust our people. We will put the system in place to check, do audits and all. Those are different issues, and that's why we did it. Second issue is it's very rich for the BJP to say that the Delhi water, is it drinkable? We do the test, 1,55,000. Is it the perfect water where we would have it to be at the best situation? No, not as yet. We accept it, we recognize it. But you want to get yourself, thoroughly poisoned? Welcome to Kanpur. Welcome to Lucknow. Welcome to all the states where the BJP is sitting there. And you tell me, is there any city where they have water which is 100% pure and drinkable? Any city, the BJP, which has been in power in Madhya Pradesh for 15 years, Rajasthan for so long, Maharashtra, you tell us whichever, right now in Haryana or UP, in Uttar Pradesh, believe me, the water in their municipality would be remarkable if you're able to survive on that. So are we better than all of them? Yes. Do we need to, is it perfect? No, still we need to do a lot of job in it. But we recognize it. We recognize the fact that the water needs to be and our goal in the next 5 years, and we are sure we are winning, so don't be, please be relaxed on, our ground is slipping and all, that we will implement 24 hours by 7 water for one simple reason is a lot of the contamination also happens because of negative pressure and the water seeping in from the other sewage pipelines and all, if the water is not 24 by 7. And those other challenges, we will tackle it in the next 5 years. We recognize it. The treatment of sewage, the water flowing into the Ganges, our objective is to bring it to zero untreated sewage water in the next 5 years when we are here. We know this. We have done our homework and we recognize it. But at least we are the party which says up front, listen, we have done, but we still need to do more. But we won't hide behind the facts. But please get a glass of water. I'm sure Mr. Yogi Adityanath has got
all right,
20
Dr. Kumar, I want to go back to Farrukh
ROs
Rahman Khan here. Farrukh, you've been silent for a while. You've heard this to and fro that has been going on. The fact is, what, according to you, actually needs to be done in an effort to try and at least begin to solve this problem? Solving the problem is still far, considering the state where we are now, but to actually begin to solve this problem.
So despite all these acrimonious exchanges, I'm quite positive and happy that we started discussing water quality of Delhi and ended up discussing the scenario in the pan-India context. And this is what actually is needed now. What I feel, not just as a citizen, but as a part of civil society organization, that water quality monitoring system has the least priority in all the drinking water aspect. So, most of the laboratory and the entire system need to be reviewed, not just by one state or two states, but at the country level. And I'm quite hopeful that Ministry of Jal Shakti, as water has taken priority post Swachh Bharat mission, water quality would also be one of the priority agenda. So I'm hopeful, and as a concerned media news channel, I would also urge you to look beyond Delhi and Haryana, and maybe do a kind of fact-finding of the district lab and state water quality monitoring lab in different states, and so that the issue continues to be, in the public debate.
All right. On that note, I'm afraid we're out of time. I'd like to thank all my panelists for joining us tonight. But the fact remains this, that every time an election comes up, you see this kind of to and fro. You see so much of blame games going on between political parties over various issues. This time, this water issue, the ammonia issue in the water, it is not a new issue. It happens every single year during this period, every single year. And every single year, a blame game breaks out between Haryana and between Delhi. But this time, this has become such, it's been flared up, it's being made into such a big issue because the elections are here. And there is no disputing that, no matter what the panelists tell us, no matter what the parties tell us. The fact is that the parties are unable to come together, to sit together and figure out a plan because they're not able to look beyond where the next vote is going to come from, where the next election and who is going to be elected. And that is the biggest problem. And in all of this, it is you and me, it is the citizens of this country all the time who are given a low priority. Thanks for joining us in this conversation. But let's turn our attention now to Jammu and Kashmir, where a deputy superintendent of police from Jammu and Kashmir was arrested and grilled by the police after he was found travelling along with two wanted Hizbul Mujahideen and one Lashkar terrorist on the national highway. Now, Davinder Singh was the deputy SP, was grilled by cops for allegedly ferrying the wanted terrorists to Jammu. My colleague Farid joins me on the phone line. Farid, if you can take us through the details here, how did all of this happen, if you can tell us?
It's an incident that has shocked the rank and file of the J&K police because you have a DYL level officer, someone who was a decorated officer, was at the forefront of anti-insurgency duties for the most part of the last 2.5 decades. And suddenly the police, during an operation, found him with some wanted militants. In fact, Deputy Operational Commander of Hizbul. The police got a tip-off and the vehicle was intercepted on the Jammu National Highway near Kazigund. And to their shock, they found that Davinder Singh was driving that vehicle. He was trying to take them to Jammu. And then he was arrested, and now we've been told that there is a multi-agency effort wherein he's being questioned by almost every agency, and probably the case will be taken over by the NIA. Now, the shocking part in this is that, as I said, he was someone who was responsible for a number of operations against the militants, was decorated, and had become famous in the J&K police for this work of his. And suddenly, it was found that he was playing the double game. He was also helping militants. And now the big question or the big investigation would be to really dig deep and find out what he has done in the past. And the bigger challenge for the J&K police is to see that whether he was the only one or there are more cops in the J&K police who would be part of this nexus wherein they may be helping or playing the double game, on one hand being part of the police and also at the same time helping militant outfits.
All right, Farid, thanks so much for joining us with those details. Let me go across to my colleague Gauri, who's joining us as well. Gauri, help us understand how he was really caught, that entire sequence of events.
Right, Avni, so we will try and explain how this decorated cop was actually caught with 3 wanted terrorists. Now, 3 days back on 10th of Jan, Davinder Singh's conversation with district commander of Hizbul Mujahideen was intercepted. Now, this entire interception of call and the entire operation was monitored by DIG South Kashmir. The very next day, when 4 of them were traveling in a car, they were stopped on a checkpoint at National Highway, and the vehicle was stopped and all 4 of them were arrested. The very next day after this arrest was made, police actually raided various places including Singh's residence, and from his residence several kind of weapons have been found, which include 2 pistols and an AK rifle. And as we speak, Davinder Singh is being interrogated.
All right, Gauri, thanks so much for joining us with all of those details.